Okay? So keep in mind. Let's read it. This is the book of Psalm. Psalm 83. Let's read from verses 2 through 6. Okay? Or actually through 8. Let's read it. So this is the book of Psalm, chapter 83, verses 2. For lo, thy enemy make a tumult. The enemy. I thought God so loved the world. I thought John 3:16. As your Christian run out and you deceive the world, you deceive John 3:16. But look what he says. He says, for lo, thine enemy make a tumult. Okay, because if I go to the verses 1, let's see what he says, verses 1. Psalm 83 and 1. He said, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. Verses 2. For lo, thine enemy make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the hand. So they hate the Most High. So why are you telling the people that God so loved the world that anyone can save? No, that's not what he's talking about, okay? Anyone among the rebellious or the wicked of our people that will repent and come back unto the Lord, the commandment of the Most High through Yahushua Mashiach, they will be saved. Point blank period. It's not complicated. So keep in mind. He said, verses 3, he said, they have taken crafty counsel against that people. Against who? The brother and the sister in West Africa, Central Africa, South Africa, trying to kill them, bringing wicked technology, GMO seed, all this garbage they're bringing to swallow the people slowly. It's a slow poison. They don't kill you right away. They kill you slowly. And that's what they don't tell you. Right. Let's see. And consult against the hidden ones. We're the hidden one of the Most High. We're the hidden one of the Most High. Say they consult against the hidden one. So we're the hidden one of the Most High. Let's continue to say, they have said, come and let us cut them off from the nation. So understand. That's what you need to meditate on. Okay. These so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, meditate on Psalm 83 verses 4. Because this is what Esau saying in the other nation. Esau, the Ishmaelite in the other nation, let's say, they have said, how did he say that? They have said, this nation, they have said, come and let us cut them off from the nation. That's why they got G7, G20, G8, all this. Why? Because they're plotting how they're going to decimate the 12 tribes of Israel. How can we kill these so-called Negro, these so-called blacks, Latino? How are we going to kill them on a high number? We got to kill them on a high number. How do we do that? And that's the whole agenda. How do we kill them? How do we do that? Right? He said, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation so that we don't be a nation. And that's why no one understands that we are the nation of Israel. And that's why the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, we don't know we're the nation of Israel. We call ourselves Nigerian, blacks, African American, Latino. We call ourselves, Nigerian, Beninese, Togolese, Ghanaian, all type of, right? That's what we do, right? And let us cut them off from the nation that the name of Israel, that's the point, may be no more in remembrance. So nobody's going to remember Israel anymore. And that's what you see today. How do they call it? Beninese, African American, Negro, blacks, Latino, Mexican, Nigerian, Togolese, Beninese, Sierra Leone's, and the list goes on. He said, let's see. He said that the name of Israel, Yashala, may be no more in remembrance. And that's what happened. You see that? Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. So this nation, they understand each other. They came together with one consent to understand that. We're the only person we don't know who we are. These guys, they know who they are. They understand who they are. Esau knows he's Esau. Okay? Esau understand that. He said, they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They confederate against the Israelites. So what make you believe that, they're coming to give you a job. They're coming to build me a road. No, that's a lie. Don't believe that. The Most High will build you the road. Yahushua Mashiach was already that road that will be built. He was the one that was hanging on the tree. He was the one that was hanging on the tree in order to give you salvation. He's not Esau. Okay, that road ain't going to save you. Okay? That Satan job you're going to receive ain't going to save you. Okay, keep in mind. Actually, he will plague you and slaughter you, kill you slowly. So keep in mind. Okay? Understand. Okay? And make sure you share this video, share this live thing with your family, your brother. Those are people living in West Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, things like that. It's important that we let our people know what's going on, man. Because the Most High uses us to give them light. Why? Because we have access to this information. A lot of them out there, they don't have access to this information in Africa. But at least us, the Most High, allow us to get hold on to this information. Guess what? We can't keep it for ourselves. So if you keep it for yourself, that's weakness right there. That means you hate the Most High, you hate your own people. Right? So let's keep it up. He said, He said, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against who? The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. So don't fall for anything they tell you. Don't believe it. Do not believe it. Believe in the Most High. The law, the commandment, Yahweh Shah, you be fine. Okay? Okay, let's continue. He said, the tabernacle of Edom, Esau Edom. So Bill Gates is from the tabernacle of Edom. He is from the nation of Esau Edom, Idumea. Okay, keep in mind, those that you call today, well, how do you call them today? Caucasian, or the so-called white people. That's how the Most High call them. You didn't know that? We're letting you know. Those are Edomite. Okay, so keep in mind, he said, well, the tabernacle of Edom, so the nation of Esau Edom, your so-called white people, your so-called Caucasian, okay? So keep in mind, okay? And these have nothing to do with it. It's a pure fact. That's the biblical name. That's how the Most High called them. Every nation got a name in the Bible. We might not know who is, but we know the basic one. So understand that. So let's keep on rolling. You say, and the Ishmaelites. So the Ishmaelites are the so-called Arabs. Your Arabs today. Okay, that's why if you take a look, you understand very well. The so-called blacks, Latino, and Native, either we Christian or we Muslim. It's always one of those things. Who give us Christianity? Esau Edom. Who gave us Islam? The Arabs. So keep in mind. Let's keep on rolling. You say, the Ishmaelite of Moab and the Hagarin, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistine, with the inhabitant of Tyre. Esau also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah. So keep in mind. Okay? So this nation, the Most High moving the Spirit upon them. Let's go right here. We'll read 2 Thessalonians. Let's go over there. I got to read that badly. 2 Thessalonians, let's read it. Okay, let's go to the book of 2 Thessalonians. Right? The man of sin must be revealed. Right? And that's what's happening right now. Esau will be revealed. Okay, slowly. The Most High doing it. The Most High is doing it. Esau will be revealed, and he must be revealed. Okay? The Most High will expose Esau. Whether he likes it or not. Whether you believe it or not. The Most High will do it. So let's read it. We'll read it right here. So let's keep in mind, it's important. So Esau is being exposed right now. The Most High is exposing Esau right now slowly. Right? So this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 3 through 10. So Esau must be fully exposed. So everybody can understand who is a wicked. Okay? Because we'll prove it. Let's read it. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verses 3 through 10. Let no man deceive you by any means. And that's what I was saying. Let no man deceive. It's not because they're in suit and tie, they're looking good, they got this car, they can speak English. No, don't fall for that. Do not fall for that. He said, for that they shall not come, except there come a falling away first. There got to be a falling away. Okay? There'll be a falling away. What does it mean? Some of our people, they'll continue to live in the midst of sin. Some brother, they'll be in the truth today, and a year or 2 years after, they'll fall off. Why? Because they'll see more deception on the earth. Because Esau is going to deceive more people. So the more people being deceived, our people, though they be in the truth, some of our people be in the truth, they'll fall off. Okay? That will be the falling away first. Okay? The falling away is going to happen to some of our brothers. Today, they understand that they're the Israelite. Guess what? The more evil, the more weakness, the more oppression they're going to come to our way. Some of our people, eventually, they're going to fall away. Okay? They'll turn themselves into scoffers. And they're going to start scoffing the Most High. They'll be going against the scripture. They'll start resisting the Holy Spirit, things like that. And they're going to go back into their own vomit. So beware of that, brother and sister. We got to stay awake. Let us not sleep. Let us not sleep. Okay? Today is the feast day, the day of that wicked, that wretch, that devil, that wicked, that bastard called Nicanor, where the Most High cut his head off through the hand of our forefather. So we got to repent and understand who we are as a nation. And understand that these people going to West Africa or into Africa to our people is our duty too. Us here in America, us here in Europe, in Germany, we understand. Let us expose the truth to our people. Let us warn our people. Give them understanding. You see the East Indians, they came together as a nation and they're protesting. They're in the street on the highway protesting, telling the people, we don't need this thing. Remove it. We don't need it. Our people don't operate like that. They don't even think like that. Because our people greedy this day now. Okay? So let's read it. He say, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So keep in mind, you know who is the son of perdition? It's Esau. It's Esau. When you take a look at the word, right, you see the mark of Esau all over the place. Anywhere they step foot, you see bloodshed, violence, death. You see guns, disease being brought up. Okay, they came here in Babylon the Great. What happened? They came here in America. What happened to our forefather, the Northern Kingdom? They all die. What did they give them? They plagued them with disease, blanket loaded with disease bacteria. They continue to do the same thing on this very last day. They go in labs, they make up disease, and they bring it out, and they lie. They say, oh, this from monkey, because they eat monkey, because they eat rat, because they eat bat. It's all lie, man. Okay? We understand that the Most High allow you to do your weakness, call you the wicked, the pervert man. He said, who opposes and exalt himself above all that is called Yahweh. So that's the spirit of this Edomite. They think they are above the Most High. They are above the law. That's how they feel. That's their spirit. They think they are untouchable and nobody can touch them. You can't do anything to them because they got the nuclear bomb, because they got the CIA, the FBI, because they got the police, because they got guns, okay? Because they got camera everywhere, because they got watchdog all over the place, okay? So they're proud because they're running the whole world because weakness is given into their hand, okay? So you say, well, they oppose. What do? They say, yeah, two men can marry, and two women they can marry and sleep. You can sleep with each other. They say, oh no, you can have boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay. They say, you know what? You can kill your baby. You can do abortion. You can sacrifice your baby to Moloch or Molech. Okay. You can do all type of weakness. Okay. You can be a pedophile. Okay. You can be a drug dealer. You can smoke weed. You can get high. All these. That's what they're doing. That's what they push for. Oh, you can cut your private part and turn yourself from man to a woman, and the woman can go get hormones. Okay, go buy effect whatsoever. All this weakness that you see, and that's what they're pushing. They say that when they went in the march, oh, they went in the moon, they went in mass. Why? Because they think that the Most High, they're always exalting themselves against the Most High, above the living God Yahweh. What did they say? They said the United States of America Constitution is above the Bible. That's what Esau say. Okay? That's how they feel. They say America is the hammer of the world. This is the Babylon the Great. What are you waiting for? Oppressing the children of the Most High all this time. Since 70 AD. They've been oppressing the children of the Most High since 70 AD. Though we fled from the face, guess what? They still came after us in West Africa, Central Africa, in part of South Africa, to oppress us, enslave us, and kill us. Why? Because we sin against the Most High. Us as a nation, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed. My people perish for lack of knowledge. I'm just quoting. We perish because we lack knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Okay? So understand that. He said, who opposes and exalt himself above all that is called Yahweh. Right? Or that is worship. So that he is as God sitting in the temple of the Most High. Where are they sitting? Take a look at Jerusalem. Who is ruling and running Jerusalem today? Who is taking over? Who are taking over our land? The synagogue of Satan. This Edomite that call themselves the synagogue of Satan. They call themselves the liar. Okay, they're the wicked one. They're the one that doing him. Okay, doing wickedness. Plaguing everybody throughout the fucking of this earth. And that's what we're seeing right now. Who is running Jerusalem right now? The wicked Edomite and the Ishmaelite and the other nation all joining him together. They took over the land of the Most High. That's the land of the Most High, the holy land of the living God Yahweh. Right? Luke 21:24. Okay? And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentile until the time of the Gentile be fulfilled. It's the time right now. Because us as a nation, we fell off. Jacob, we messed up. Ephraim and Jacob, we messed up. We done a miss. We sin against the Most High. We sin against the Most High. Let's continue to say, and sin. He said, as Yahweh seated in the temple of God, showing himself that he's God. That's Esau. Because when you take a look at the Moabite, right? Let's take a look at the Moabite, right? Or let's take a look at the Arabs, for example. The so-called Arabs, the Chinese, okay, the Afghanistani, okay, the Egyptian. They don't act like they're God. No. What race of people act like they're God? The whole world, the whole earth is into their hand. Who is Edomite? Is Esau Edom? Let's be clear. Let's be honest. This is the pure fact. This is the truth. It's just bitter. Truth is bitter to the wicked. Okay? Truth is bitter to the wicked. If you're a wicked person, you won't like this thing that we bring it out. You'll be cut into your spirit. Because why? You want to save your slave master. You can't save them. The Most High already declared from the beginning. He declared the end. You can't save Esau. Okay? Regardless of what you're going to do, you can't save Esau. Okay? It's not happening, buddy. You can't save Esau. You can't save the wicked. How can you save the wicked? somebody to be saved, salvation, all those things belong to the Most High. Okay, so let us keep that in mind, right? So let's see, he say, remember ye not that when I was here with you, I told you this thing, and now you know what we ordered, that he might be revealed in his time. So in his time, Esau being revealed right now. That's why this nation, they got tired. That's people understanding the tactics, the wickedness, the game that they be playing throughout the four corners of this earth, plagues and bringing death onto everybody, famine, hunger. They run around talking about, oh, they want to do this, they want to do. No, it's all lie. Don't believe it. Do not believe it. Don't believe it. Do not believe them. Politicians, they don't care about you, okay? Politicians, they don't care about you. They care about the money, okay, the title. Whatsoever Satan giveth them, that's what they worry about. They don't care what you're saying. They don't care what's going to happen to you, okay? So let's he say, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. So you see iniquity is going on. Otherwise, where will he go? Where will the Gates family, the Monsanto, okay, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, collecting data, taking information from all these people, do all these things to use it against, to help the government, to do more evil, to plague the people and kill the people? Why? I thought you talking about you being fair right here. How can you be fair and you doing all this wickedness behind closed door? In suit and tie, you deceiving the people, you killing the people. He said, for the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now left will let until he be taken out of the way. Until Esau be taken out of the way. They'll be taken out. You can't save them. And I'm proving to you, you can't save them. Okay, understand that. And then shall that wicked be revealed. Why does he say that wicked? Is Esau. Is Esau. They're wicked. Let's go right here. Let's go to Malachi. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to the book of Malachi right here. Okay. This is the book of Malachi. Okay. Let's go to chapter 1. Right. Let's prove it. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1. Right. Malachi chapter 1. And we're going to read from verses 3. Malachi 1. And we'll read from verses 3. It says, and I hated Esau. So the Most High hate Esau. Romans 9:13. Romans 9:13 from the New Testament. Because you got wicked, rebellious, scoffers of our people. They say, oh, you read from the Old Testament. I give it to you in the New Testament. Romans 9:13, go over there. Rebellious and wicked, some of our people don't have wisdom. They don't have understanding. Okay, let's read it. Say, I hated Esau, who the Most High hate them. So you can't save them. You can't do anything. You can't convince the Most High to change it. No, you can't convince the Most High. He said, and I hated Esau, and led his mountain and his heritage west for the dragon of the wilderness. So they were taken away, first and foremost, from where? Mount Seir. They were taken away from Mount Seir. Okay, from Petra. Mount Seir, Petra, all these places. And what did they do? They started waging war toward Jerusalem, where we went, when our forefathers were taken into captivity, slavery in where? In Babylon, during the time of that wicked Nebuchadnezzar. So keep in mind, right? Let's continue. He said, verse 4, whereas Edom say, we are impoverished. So there was some point that Esau, they became fully jacked up. They ain't got nothing, right? They ain't really anything. They ain't got nothing. They became war, vagabond throughout the whole earth. So what they start doing, they start waging war. They say we impoverished, right? They say we impoverished, right? But we'll return and build the desolate places. What did they say? They're going to go and build the desolate places. So they say, you know what? We're going to build all these continent. We're gonna take over. We're gonna rebuild everything, right? Let's say they're gonna build everything back again, right? Let's continue. He said, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. So the Most High said, let them build. Esau, you want to build New York, you build it. Esau, you want to build America, you go ahead, you build it. Esau, you want to build Peru, you build it. Esau, you want to build South Africa, you go ahead. Esau, you want to build Australia, you do it. Esau, you want to build Canada, you do it. Esau, you want to build Jamaica, listen, and the list goes on and on. Esau, you want to build Paris, Germany, Russia, go ahead and do it. Esau said, the Most High said, you know what, do it. He said, well, they shall build, but I'll throw down. What will the Most High do? The Most High will say, I'll destroy everything. So you can't save Esau. Okay? The Most High said, they shall build, but I'll throw down. You see that? You can't save Esau. It's all the Most High. It's not about you or me. You see what I'm saying? I'm nobody. It's the Most High who runs all things, man. The mastermind, the mighty one of Israel, Yahweh. He is to be feared above all things, man, by keeping his law, his commandment, right? Let's see, he said, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. You see that? Because what did he say right here? Let's read it. He said, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, right? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'm going to read verses 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Do you understand that? Does it sound like Esau is going to be saved? Does it sound like they're going to be saved and brought back in the kingdom? No, buddy. It sounds like something, it sounds like a wrath. It sounds like fierce destruction. So I don't know where you're getting your doctrine from the Christian church or what. I don't know, man. Because look what he said. He said, then shall that wicked, so Esau, Edom, that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You go to the book of 2 Ezra, you read it, man. 2 Ezra is all written well detailed right there. Right? Bear with me, let me see. 2 Ezra. I won't read it, I'm just gonna give it to you. Okay? So keep in mind. Right, 2 Ezra. Okay? Because they were gathered together to wage war against the Most High, against Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay? So we go to 2 Ezra, right? Chapter 13. Let me read some of there. Let me read it. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13, and verses 8. And after these I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid. So all these nations, they will come together to try to fight against Yahweh Shai Mashiach. After the 1,000 years, after the 1,000 years of captivity from our oppressors, guess what? Then the Most High will release Satan again. Satan will be released, and he'll go back to the nation trying to convince them and deceive them more. Then they're going to turn and come together trying to wage war against who? The Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Let's see. And lo, and yet does fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor had sword, nor any instrument of war. So Yahweh Shai Mashiach, that's what we tell the brother. You ain't need no gun, bro. You ain't need no gun. All you got to do, listen, keep the commandment. You pray to the Most High. The Most High has control of all things. The Most High, listen, man. The Most High is the one that kill and give life. So you got to understand. Though you got a gun thinking it's going to protect you, guess what? The Most High can prove you that, okay, that guy ain't going to do anything. What if you take the gun and you shoot your own self? So keep in mind, you gotta be diligent. What if your son or your wife take the gun and shoot you? Because do you control the spirit? You don't. And it doesn't matter if you bring our precept to them. Why? Because you trust in them, the Most High will prove you wrong. You trust in them, guess what? The Most High will move the spirit upon Satan. And your own wife will take the gun and blow your heads up. And that's what you see on this day. You see what I'm saying? That's why you see the husband kill the wife kill the husband. You see the father kill the son kill the father. Okay? So keep in mind, you got to rely on the Most High, fully trust in the Lord through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and you'll be fine. You can't rely on the gun, man, because the gun won't be able to save you. Though you got 20 of them, they won't be able to save you. Who will save you? The Most High. He never said you need a gun to be saved. Now, some of our brothers believe in that, and it's up to them. Now, we don't teach that. We tell the brother and the sister, repent and keep the commandment of the Most High, point blank, period. It's not complicated, right? We just got to keep the commandment, serve the Lord, being righteous, do what you got to do the best that you can. We understand we live in captivity, but we can strive, we can do the best that we can. We can do the best that we can. We understand we live in captivity. We fall short here and there, but we don't want to go willingly sin against the living God, Yahweh. We don't want to do that, because there remain no more sacrifice for the sins, man. It's gone. Hebrew chapter 10, and verse 26 all the way down through 31, okay? Hebrew chapter 10, verse 26 all the way down through 31 or 33. Okay, there remain no more sacrifice. But a fearful day, man. Okay, so let's keep in mind. Let's prove he say, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held the sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blaze of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together. So imagine all these things. Yahweh Shai Mashiach, he mixed it up together. Okay, that's what we're reading right here in the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, right? That's what we're reading right here, right? Bear with me quick, okay? Right? He said, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord, so Mashiach, shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So imagine that, right? So let's finish up this one. 2 Ezra chapter 13 and verses 10. He said, but Only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out specks of tempest, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up everyone. So that's what's going to happen to Esau and all these heathen. The wicked of our people that are going to join here with the enemy to try and fight Yahushua Mashiach, you're all going to perish. Okay, you're going to be found confounded. You're going to be ashamed. You're going to be ashamed on that day, man. So keep in mind, make sure you don't join here with the enemy, with the wicked, because you're going to be trust true. The Most High will trust you true, buddy. Keep that in mind. He said, and burn them up everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So keep in mind, who saw it? Esdras. Okay, so keep in mind, this is Esdras. So Esdras saw this, he freaked out. He said, whoa, this is too deep. So keep in mind. Okay, keep in mind. Right, bear with me. I want to take a look at my camcorder quick.